So a new look and an inexperienced New Zealand have leveled the series against Sri Lanka and have ended the series with 1-1. So according to my point of view, it was an extremely disappointing series for Sri Lanka because the way they had started the series with 1-0 at Dambulla, they had restricted New Zealand to a below par 135, and in second match even they had restricted them at 105, but it was all about the failure of their batters. Even in the first match, uh, they were at some point they were strangled, but somehow their captain Charit Asalanka was able to get them over the line and put some partnerships along with Vanindu Hasaranga and Dunit Velalage. But in second match, I think their performance was clueless with the bat. Their spinners had produced them everything. I mean, yes, it was the perfect conditions for the spinners, but but having that, still their bowlers had done enough job. If we talk about Sri Lanka's batting approach, I think they have an old-fashioned batting approach. We had seen that glimpses, I mean not glimpses, we had seen that all the evidence in the series against India back in July. The way they had the opportunity to win all the three matches, but somehow in the end they lost all three matches. They have some issues in their batting. Every day uh, we see a new collapse in their batting. I think Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Bangladesh, these are the teams from subcontinent that that do not seem to have the T20I batting approach. They still play T20I cricket that was used to play 10 or 15 years ago. They do not have the approach to play like a T20 cricket. I mean, 106, regardless of the conditions, no matters what the conditions are, but you have to be able to put that to chase that total. New Zealand's side was a new look side, an inexperienced side. Most of the players that was the part of that India series were resting, and Mitchell Santner was the captain of that team. There were a new faces in batting and in bowling, but still your full strength team is not capable of beating New Zealand and couldn't chase actually 106. So that's quite disappointing from Sri Lanka, and I think their bowling is good. Spinners, their spinners have been really majestic. Their spinners have been really commendable and talented spinners. Actually, they have got, and even in fast bowling, they have some good fast bowlers in Numan Thushara, then Asita Fernando, Mathisha Pathirana. But in batting, I think they lack some power hitters. And even if we talk about anchors, except I think Pathum Nisanka and Charith Slanka, there are some really issues in this Sri Lanka's batting. So let's talk about another part of the world, West Indies versus England series. We will talk about England have beaten West Indies in back-to-back two T20I matches, and it has been all about I think England's bowling along with their magnificent batting. They had restricted West Indies in both T20s to a below par total, and their batting is so powerful, is so extremely dangerous to be not able to put that total. I think West Indies also have some issues, and they have really serious issues in their seam bowling. I think they do not have the bowlers who can. They do not have actually a group of bowlers who can provide you a turning point in any situation of the match. They have spinners like Gudakesh Moti, Akil Hussain, a decent spin bowling attack, but seam bowling attack, I mean that's below standard. Uh, Tomario Shepherd, then Andre Russell. I mean, you can't win matches with the all-rounders in seam bowling. You have to keep at least two frontline seamers in your team, even in T20s as well. Their batting is really, I think, so much power hitters in their batting, but batting will be back. Batters will be back in form, but they need to address their bowling.